What's happening, people? I recently did a video on 10 killers I'd like to see in Dead by Daylight, and I know there are some that I missed out on purpose, and that is for the sake of this video. So I'm going to do 10 chapters I'd like to see in Dead by Daylight, so that will be a combination of a killer and a survivor. I'm going to start off with the more obvious choices, and then they'll get a little bit more out there at the end. So at number 1, I've got Frank Stone and Sam Green from the casting of Frank Stone. I think the game came out like 2 years ago, so I don't know why these characters aren't already in the game. We've got the Murder Mill shirts, and that's pretty much it. I'm sure Behaviour are working on it. I just feel like I should probably start off and mention that. At number 2 is the most obvious and most wanted character, which is Jason Voorhees. Yes, the Trapper is basically Jason, but there are differences, and they can make the gameplay different. And now that the court case is done and things are sort of clearer, maybe now is the time that Jason can be brought into the world of Dead by Daylight, especially now that the Friday the 13th game is sadly dead. God, I missed that game. And the obvious choice of survivor to come in with Jason would be Tommy Jarvis. I think that's pretty much as simple as it gets.
Yeah, fuck you, Jason.
Dun 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 dun.
At number 3 is Negan and Carl from The Walking Dead. We've already got a handful of characters in DBD, so why not finally add a killer? I think Negan's the guy to do it. You could even have a legendary skin of the Governor too, so there's technically 2 killers from The Walking Dead if you wanted. I want to play as Negan. I want to bash people's heads in with Lucille.
So, back to it.
At number 4 is Lady Dimitrescu and Ethan Winters from Resident Evil. We have a lot of Resi in DBD already, but it seems like they cut it off at Resident Evil 5. I'd love them to start bringing in the more modern day characters, so we can start off with Lady Dimitrescu and Mr. Moldman. Further down the line, they could also bring in Jack from Resi 7, Grace from Requiem. There's a lot of choice regarding Resident Evil. I just think Dimitrescu and Ethan are the best ones to start off with. At number 5 is Chris Walker and Miles from Outlast. You already have to run away from Chris in Outlast as it is, so it won't make that much of a difference. Plus, I'm a very big fan of the soundtrack for Outlast, so chase music and stuff would be pretty cool. At number 6 is the Predator and Dutch from Predator.
One ugly motherfucker.
Alien's already in the game. I need the Predator. Plus, I would love to run around as Arnold in Dead by Daylight. It gives me another excuse to make random Arnold noises. And everyone wins. Well, maybe not everyone, but fans of Arnold, such as me. At number 7 is the Terminator and Sarah Connor. It doesn't have to be the same T-800, so it doesn't have to be Arnold, as much as I also would love to see an Arnold killer against an Arnold survivor. That would be pretty funny.
I'll be back.
Anyway, it could just be one of the machines that's Terminator, which I think would still be terrifying if they get the vibe right, soundtrack-wise, and the sound design of hearing robot legs and stuff like that. I think that could be terrifying. I also think Sarah Connor is one of the best female protagonists ever. So if Ripley's in DBD already, I think we deserve Sarah to be in the game too. At number 8 is The Thing and R.J. McCready. I love John Carpenter movies. John Carpenter loves video games.
I play video games all the time.
John Carpenter is helping make video games. I think there's a chance we can get The Thing in DBD. Maybe. I might be a bit delusional. I can dream. At number 9 is Pennywise and pretty much any member of the Losers Club, but I feel like Richie would be the better option for dialogue alone. I hope we can get this. I know Behaviour want it, I just don't know if we will. The license is probably the biggest issue. I don't know if Warner Bros. Are up for it, I don't know if Stephen King's up for it. The closest we have in the game is Clown Skin, which is what I do use, just because I'm a big fan of Pennywise. But I want Pennywise himself, I want the deadlights, I want everything that comes with it in the game. Plus, a legendary skin of like Tim Curry's Pennywise would also be pretty sick. I can dream. And last at number 10 is Hannibal Lecter and Clarice. Hello, Clarice. From Silence of the Lambs. I feel like Clarice would definitely work as a survivor. I don't have any issues with that. Gameplay-wise, making Hannibal work might be a bit more difficult. I'm not sure how they can go about that. Plus, they can add in a legendary skin of Buffalo Bill or something.
Was she a great big fat person?
That's my list. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Have I missed anyone? let me know. And thanks for watching.
Nice and quick through the tip. 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 Nice and quick through the tip.